Welcome to this channel. My name is Omolade Adeyemi. I am the CEO of Lariche Designs. If you are new to this channel, you need to subscribe, like, and share because we are going to be dropping new videos. But we are starting with the elementary, like how to use your machine, how to pass the needle, how to pass your thread, and so on and so forth. We would like you to keep watching our videos. Always like it, subscribe if you're yet to subscribe, and drop your comments at the comment sections of every of our videos. For you to take measurements, you need to try and get the person's arm length. This is what we call arm length, which is the waistline of the person. So normally we used to detect the waistline of someone by coming here and tracing out this part of your arm, and directing it back to your body. So on that line is where your waistline falls. So most of the time, for those that have tummy, you won't need this. You need to take it up a little. You just need to come above a little for you to determine the person's line, the person's waistline. I mean, if the person's waist is bulge, like the person that has a big tummy. So for this girl with me, she's having a flat tummy, so I still need to maintain this part as a waistline. So I'll use my ribbon. I'll knot it down on that part so that I won't go off the parts. We'll knot it down, not too tight on the person, and try and go through the back and make sure it's aligned. So the first thing is you need to take the vertical measurement first. You take the vertical measurement first before you go to the horizontal. You take the horizontal first before you take the vertical measurement. So the first thing I'm going to take about the vertical measurement is to come here, I place my tape at this side of the neck, this part of the neck, I place my tape rule here. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my shoulder to nipple because that's the first horizontal line I can find here. So I take the person's nipple line. So the first thing is the shoulder to nipple. Yes, the shoulder to nipple. The shoulder to nipple of this person here is 11 3/4. Really, most of the time, some people who want to take shoulder to nipple measurement, they will try and look for the person's nipple. Most of the time, the person's nipple falls down. Most of the time, it comes down and some comes up. But you try and measure the level, the midpoint of the person's breast. You come here and decide the midpoint, but what I'm seeing here is 11 3/4. That's the shoulder to nipple. Then I come here, I take the shoulder to under bust of this person. While taking the shoulder to under bust, you come here, you come to the under bust of this person and push it up a little. It's not that you just place your tape rule and just go around all the way. No, you come here and push up the person's breast up a little. You just push it up a little, like so. By the time you push it up a little and you give the person a good outfit, a good sewing, the breast will fall under at the right place. So this person's shoulder to under bust here is 15 1/4. That's 15.25 on our table, or you can call it 15 1/4. So the next thing is we are taking the shoulder to waist. So shoulder to waist of this girl here is 17.5. 17.5 is a shoulder to waist. A shoulder to waist is 17.5. We have 17.5. So that's that about it. Then the next thing we are going to take horizontally is the blouse length. So the person's blouse length, come here all the way and give it the blouse length. This length is okay for a blouse. Let me see. Come here, 25. 26, sorry. Our blouse length is 26. So the next thing is, if the person is making a short gown, so it depends on the length of the person. You know, some people will want a short gown to be really short, like above the knee. Some people will say, no, make my gown on the knee. I need a short gown on the knee. Some people will tell me, like me, I'm a choir member, I will tell you I need a ministrable gown. So which is, most of my gown is below my knee most of the time. So when some people will tell you below the knee, some people will tell you above the knee, some people will tell you on the knee. So if you're taking the one on the knee, you come all the way, you take the knee. This is our knee. So our knee is 43. If the customer tells you, no, I want it above the knee, short gown, let it be short gown. So you can come up, you can make it 40, you can make it 39 depending on the person's length. You can make it 38, you make it 37. Some people will tell you, no, I want a mini short gown, so you can make it 37. Then if the person tells you, I want it above, below the knee, so you can make it 44. So that is that on short gown. And if the person tells you, I want a long gown, most of the time what I do is, if any person is making a long gown, I'll tell the person to stand right and tiptoe, because most of the time when we make a long gown, most of the time when you go through those tailors doing freehand, you see most of the long gowns not always long, maybe because we make a bridal wear here. So what we do is we make them tiptoe so that not too high. So by the time they tiptoe a little, the gown will have a flowing gown, at least the floor length gown. So that by the time you put on your heel, it won't be having any effect. You won't be complaining that but they wore heels. Like I put on my heel and my gown is becoming shorter. So it makes your gown balance on the floor. You have a very good length for your gown. So let's take the long gown.
Hold on, please hold on. In case you don't know, we have an online fashion institute. We are going to teach you full pattern drafting training. We are going to take you from the scratch, how to use your machine, to the climax. You're going to be the best designers in town. For more information, visit our website on www.larichedesigns.com.
Measurements. So help me tiptoe a little. So bring it down to the person. You can take it to the floor, or you can take it, yes, it's better on the floor. So if you're making it on the floor, we have 59 for our long gown measurement. So 59 is our long gown measurement. So that is all about the horizontal measurement. So now we want to go to the vertical side. No, one more part for the horizontal line. We have what we call the back length. The back length, since I've not my ribbon, so this ribbon will help me to determine the back length also. You take your taper and place it on the bone, the neck bone here. If the person is not having a neck bone, you just come here, look at, you need to determine this person's back, come to the back here, place your tape rule here, and go down to where the ribbon is. Where the ribbon is here is 14 inches. So our back length is 14 inches. So that is that about the back. So, and the last thing about the horizontal part is our side length. So what we call side length is from that waist part to where the armhole is starting from, not really inside of the armhole. It's where the armhole is starting from. That is where the sleeve is going to fall to. So it's from this part of our arm. Sorry, excuse me. From this part of our arm to the waistline, to where my ribbon is. So from this part to where my ribbon is 5.5. So she's having 5.5 as a side length. So that is all about the horizontal part. So the next thing is we are going to take the vertical measurement. So for the vertical measurement, we are going to start with our shoulder, which is, we have 3 shoulders we are going to take. We have the shoulder one, which is from this part of the shoulder bone to the other shoulder bone. We have the shoulder 3 at the back, which is from this side of our body. We need to trace it out from this side of our body. From where the armhole is a little in, from this part of it, from this part of the body to the other part of the body is where our shoulder 3 is. And we have the shoulder 2, which is at the front. That one is also from this part of the body to the next part of the body. That is the shoulder 3. So let's start with the shoulder 1. So the shoulder 1 is, you take your measurement from this part of your shoulder, you go through the neck to the other part of the shoulder. So what I'm having here for this girl's shoulder is 16. Is 16. Her shoulder is 16, maybe because she's having a broad shoulder. So her shoulder here is 16. So the shoulder 1 here is 16. So let's take shoulder 2. Shoulder 2 is at the front. So from this part of the body to the other part of the body is shoulder 2. So our shoulder 2 is 12 inches. So that's the shoulder 2. Let's take shoulder 3. Shoulder 3 is from this part of the body to the next part, to the other side, which is 14.5. So our shoulder 3 is 14.5. That's all about the shoulder measurement. So the next thing we are going to take is the apex. The apex here, some people call it nipple to nipple. So that's the apex. It's from one part of the nipple to the other side of the nipple. And note this, the nipple, most of the time, our nipple always falls to the side after putting on our bra. Our nipple falls to the side, so you won't use that as your measurement. You just come to the middle of the breast part. You come here to the middle and not move to the side. Don't place your tape to the side, because by the time you finish your blouse or your gown or any kind of bustier or any kind of style you're making, by the time you use the side to determine your apex and you come to the other side and tell me, oh, my apex is 8 inches, it means you realize your lines, your apex line, your nipple line, the cuts it will fall at the side of your breast, which is not really professional. It's not good for our cutting. So you try and locate this part of the breast. You come to the middle. You come to the middle of the breast. You take the middle point and take the other side of the middle point. So our nipple point, or our apex, is 6 1/4. So our apex is 6.25 here. So it's good this way. The apex is good this way. So it's not that we're going to take it at the side. If you want to determine a nipple line, sorry, I'm doing that. If you want to determine a nipple line now, this is our nipple, and this is the other nipple. So it's giving us 8 1/2, which is bad for our cutting. So now our apex is 6 1/4. That is 6.25. By the time she drafted our blouse, it will fall to where it should be. So that's about the apex line. So the next thing is you take the bust measurement. To take your bust measurement, you place your tape, you start from the back, you bring it to the front. You bring it to the front and try and raise it up a little, because we have some people that have a very bulgy, they have this bulge part at the back. So you come here, you come up a little, you bring it down to the bust part. You bring it down here. So make sure it's not tight, it's firm on the person's body. So our apex here is 36 1/2. I mean our bust is 36 1/2. Make sure it's not tight. When it's tight, by the time it's like this, and you try and raise it up, you bring it down to press down our breast. So you try and make it free a little, By the time you curve out your shape and you draft you take away every minus and plus, it will fall to the normal part. So this is, she have 36. So the next thing we want to take is the under bust measurement. We take under bust measurement when we cut. So the under bust measurement here is you come to the under bust of the person, of the customer, then you make sure it's firm, not so tight. You just make sure it's firm. So our under bust here is 29. Our under bust is 29. So that's about the under bust. So for the waistline, since we still have our bias or our ribbon on the waist, we just come to the waist and take the waist measurement. Make sure it's not tight. Make sure it's not tight. So what we have on the waist here is 28.75. That's 28 3/4. We have 28.75 for our waist. So that is our waist measurement. So the next thing we'll do is, sorry, I forgot to do this while taking measurements. I forgot to do this when taking our blouse, because we have different measurements. We have the blouse. We have I forgot to take the hip depth of the person and the knee line. We take hip depth and the knee line. Hip depth and knee line, they are also horizontal measurements. For the hip depth, if you're making a gown, the hip depth will start from where this ribbon is, which is from the waistline to the hip, to the bulges part of the hip, which is this part. When you're making a gown, when you're making when you're making a gown, when you're making a skirt, probably you need to ask the person, where did she place her skirt or something. You need to know where the person placed her skirt, because some people place it here. For me, I place my skirt where my waistline is. I don't know, maybe I'm used to that. So I place my skirt band here. I place my skirt here. And some people do place their own here. That's below their belly button. So and some do it on their the belly button is as in points. So if you want to take your hip depth, you try and decide, you ask the person where the person places her skirt. So for the gown, I come from here. You come from here, you place the tape rule on the waistline and come to the hip, the bulges part of the hip here. The bulges part of this person's hip is 11.5. So we have 11.5. That is for gown. We have 11.5. So if she's placing her skirt here, which is what I'm feeling, because where our trouser is her waistline, for her skirt band, you place your tape rule here and measure her hip depth, which her hip depth here will now be 8.5. That is going to be her hip depth for skirts. Mind you, I said for skirts. This one will be for gown if she's making her gown, because normally we have our cords. Sometimes we have our cord, we have the waistline, and we have the hip depth. So for gown, you come here and take the person's hip depth. That is 11.5. But for skirt, you come to this person's skirt band and take the hip depth, which is 8.5. So the next thing we forget to take is the knee line. The knee line for gown. So come here and we come to the knee. You come to the knee, which is 25. I'm seeing 25 here. Then you calculate 3 inches above. We don't do knee exactly for the knee line. You come here, which is 25. You count 3 inches off, which is 24, 23, 22. So now our knee line is 22. Our knee line is 22 for gown. But for skirts, we need to measure knee line also. You come here, you place it where a skirt normally falls, then you measure the knee line, which you also do the same thing. Here is 22, you measure 3 inches above, 21, 20, 19. So our knee line here is 19. So that is that for skirts. So the next thing we want to take here is if the skirt band, the person places a skirt here, because what I'm feeling, where the trouser is, I want to say where our trouser is where a skirt normally falls. So we come here, we place our tape around where our trouser is and measure a skirt band. So a skirt band here, make sure it's not too free so that the skirt will not fall off. So a skirt band here The one I'm seeing here is 30.25. 30.25, that is 30 and quarter. That is a skirt band. That is about skirt band. So the next thing is the hip. I think that's the last thing. So the hip measurement. Okay, almost the last. So you go around, take your tape around bum bum area. So you go up, you come down, make sure it's not so tight. You go up, you adjust your measurement when it's too free, then you come, you go down. So a hip here is 40 and a half. A hip here is 40 and a half. So a hip is 40 and a half. So we're almost done with our measurement. The next thing here is the shoulder seam. We have what we call the shoulder seam. The shoulder seam is from this side of the person's neck to where the shoulder falls. You know, when we are taking shoulder one, I said from this part of the shoulder bone to the other part of the shoulder bone. So where you took that shoulder, where you place your taper on the other side, so where the shoulder bone is, so you take it from this side of the neck to this part of the neck of the shoulder. So a shoulder seam here is 5.25. That is 5 and quarter. So a shoulder seam is 5.25. So that's that about the shoulder seam. Then the next thing is the armhole. Sorry, our measurements takes time. We take a long time with the measurements. So all is to achieve a good outcome. So a shoulder here, you take the tape around the shoulder, the armhole. Sorry, you take your tape around the armhole and make sure it's free, not so tight on the person. So when it's so tight, you'll be having difficulty putting on your clothes. So you need to take it around and make it free. So our shoulder, our armhole here, sorry, I'm calling it shoulder. It's armhole. So our armhole here is 18 and quarter. 18 and quarter. 18 and quarter. So this is free enough. 18 and quarter, we have a little freeness so that we don't have a tight armhole. So our armhole here is 18 and quarter. So I think that's all about the measurement. I hope you understand how to take measurement now. I know you get back to me. Thank you.
Thanks for watching our videos. We appreciate you if you keep watching the videos. And note, we'll be doing giveaways at every point of our achievement. And we want you to keep watching, and keep watching. And if you're yet to subscribe, please subscribe. Extend your love to us by liking every of our videos. Subscribe if you're yet to subscribe. And very important, you need to drop your questions, your observations, and comment on that comment section. Thank you.